My name is Clare. I'm the founder and owner of Heathcote Gin, and we're located in regional Victoria. So Heathcote Gin started as a crazy idea late December 2018 that turned into a product, and we launched in 2019. And we've been going ever since. We're nearly 3 years old, or 3 years young. We started out with one gin, and we've expanded the range, so we keep creating new things and making some fun for people. So our very first gin was a London Dry, and then we followed that very soon after with our Finn's Navy Strength Gin. Since then we've created chocolate gin, smoky chili gin, a gold medal winning Heathcote Shiraz gin, as well as a few other dries and contemporary style gins, such as Fusion and some other fun ones. So I would probably say the best gin for a martini is our signature gin, which is our London Dry. That one's unbelievably smooth, but does go very well with a martini. For a Negroni, I would say one of my preferred gin is the Fusion gin. Has some lovely Oriental-inspired botanicals, but it seems to just give that Negroni a little bit of a twist. Very, very appealing. I love all of my gins on the rocks, so I'm probably very biased, but our London Dries are great on the rocks. Our Shiraz gin is great on the rocks as well. Orange garnish doesn't need much more than that. Our chocolate gin is one of my favourites, and I love having that on ice, orange garnish or fresh mint. But I also do love that one as a chocolate espresso martini. It goes well, it's popular. And with regards to our smoky chili gin, which is very, very unique, that one is amazing as a red snapper or just as a gin mule as well. Look, I'm probably old enough to have a lot of stories about cocktails that I probably shouldn't mention, but look, I've always been a G&T girl, so I do love a gin and tonic. Having said that, I tend to hold the tonic back, but I do have a few local favourites with the tonics. But I think probably one of my favourite cocktails is a gin sour, and I use our Heathcote Shiraz gin for a gin sour. Also love the stock standard G&T, which is probably everyone's favourite, and I am partial to a chocolate espresso martini as well. I have recently just published a book on gin called That's the Spirit, so I indulged in my love of writing and being creative through the book, which did cover everything about cocktails and their histories, as well as how to make gin, how to pair it, gin with mixers, how to garnish, as well as the history of gin. Gin's just incredible spirit in itself, with an amazing history to tell as well. It's a good book. I like it. I'm biased, but I like it. So if you do want to have a copy of, they'll get a copy of that book. Just get online with Gin Tonica. They are selling the book, or my own website, theheathcotegin.com.au. One thing about Heathcote Gin, we do love creating new limited edition runs. We have done a barrel aged, of which we've got only a handful left. That went unbelievably well. One of my favourite limited edition gins is the Davidson Plum Gin, which we create every year. And we have a new one coming very soon, which is using locally produced or grown mulberries off a tree in Heathcote that was grown or planted in 1860, and we have a mulberry sloe gin available very soon too. So my background is in farming. I've always had an absolute die-hard passion for farming, and in particular growing the botanicals. So I love exploring different botanicals, particularly local ones, and seeing what they can do when it comes to producing gin. Heathcote has some incredible Cambrian soils, producing some of Australia's best Shiraz wines. So for me, it was really about exploring what those botanicals could create in a gin growing out of those Cambrian soils. So Heathcote really stemmed from the idea of creating a unique, locally produced gin using local botanicals in Heathcote.